Millionaire feared losing his son, yet the black maid revealed an amazing dance champion within. Nathan's heart raced as he watched Tyler from the window. His 16-year-old son dipped and twirled, a ballet of emotions flickering across his features. But this wasn't a moment of joy for Nathan, it was a gut-wrenching display of everything he feared. The boy was losing himself to melodies and rhythms, slipping away from the rigid path Nathan had paved for him, a path that sparkled with corporate success, wealth, and power. It made Nathan's chest tighten. The image of Tyler pouring his soul into dance felt like a betrayal, a risky escapade he couldn't condone. The affluent suburbs of Chicago surrounded them like a gilded cage, yet they were suffocating. Nathan believed hard work, the virtues of his own upbringing, were the only ticket to a good life. He couldn't quite understand why Tyler felt the pull of a world painted in hues of uncertainty and untradition. Dance was a beautiful lie, a flicker of hope buried under the weight of expectations. And yet, all he could do was watch. Rosa, the family maid, entered the scene like a gentle breeze. Once a dancer whose grace dazzled audiences, now she was a woman of labor. Rosa wiped her hands on her apron as Tyler mirrored her movements, unaware that every leap and spin echoed in someone else's heart, a heart that yearned for the recognition of talent lost in the shadows. "Tyler, you've got talent," she said one day, catching him off guard. "You shouldn't hide it." Tyler's eyes sparkled for a moment, a brief light igniting the depths of doubt. He didn't just dance for himself, he danced for her, and secretly, for the dream they both shared, yet could never speak aloud in Nathan's presence. Preoccupied with his relentless pursuit of status, Nathan only saw danger behind Rosa's encouragement. Would a dance studio lead to a life of uncertainty? He couldn't risk that. The thought churned inside him. Yet, what Nathan didn't realize was that, little by little, he was losing Tyler to fear, the very fear that bound him to a lonely corporate fortress. With the local dance competition approaching, the energy shifted in their household. Tyler came alive under Rosa's mentorship. Practice sessions filled with laughter seeped into the walls of the garage where he polished his moves, very different from the cold, rigid atmosphere of their grand home. Nathan's anxiety peaked as he caught glimpses of Tyler rehearsing, movements that stirred both pride and simmering resentment as they tugged at his carefully constructed vision for his son. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. The day of the competition arrived, and the air hummed with apprehension. Nathan felt his heart thudding alongside the beats of the music echoing in his chest, each pulse a collective gasp of potential and challenge. Tyler was backstage, waiting. Nathan stood on the edge of acceptance and rejection. Would he let go of his rigid expectations? Would he embrace the idea that dance could give Tyler life, the very life he worried could be crushingly volatile? As the lights dimmed in the venue, revealing the stage, Nathan caught a glimpse of Tyler lost in the rhythm. It was a moment of profound clarity, a look that held the promise of hope and vulnerability. Nathan realized he was not just battling a fear of losing his son, he was shuffling against the truth of what his son could become. Just as the first dance sequence began, an overwhelming wave of fear challenged everything Nathan thought he knew about family, love, and the American dream. This was about to be a journey, and he teetered on the edge, poised to discover what awaited him on the other side. The stage was alive with lights that sparkled like stars, but it felt like night for Nathan as he watched. The tension coursing through the audience was palpable. He could hear the soft rustling of programs and the shallow breaths of excitement mingling with fear. Every beat of the music sent waves of doubt crashing against his resolve. How could art, something so unpredictable, be a vehicle for success? Was he really ready to witness his son take this leap? Tyler stepped into the spotlight, his silhouette framed like a warrior ready to battle. For a moment, Nathan felt a flash of pride, but it quickly morphed into worry. What if this was a mistake? What if he failed? The whispers of the crowd faded into an echo as the opening notes of the music filled the room. Tyler began to move, and for that instant, Nathan was no longer a businessman, he was just a father, standing on the brink of acceptance, longing to embrace what lay ahead. Tyler unfolded his body like a flower blooming at dawn. Each movement was a conversation he never had with Nathan, messages of hope and defiance that needed to break free from the pressures of wealth and expectation. The boy who had used dance to escape now transformed into a champion, each pirouette a challenge to the life imposed on him. Nathan's heart clenched. This was the moment that could change everything, for both of them. Rosa stood in the corner of the backstage, her heart swelling with hope as she watched Tyler glide across the stage. She felt everything vibrate with potential. Tyler dancing was like a bird finally out of a cage, and she thought of her own missed opportunities, the performances she never got to give. But today, she saw Tyler thriving, and that joy lit a fire in her spirit. The sound of applause erupted twice as loud as the music, and Nathan felt it resiliently seep into the cracks of his heart. This wasn't just a performance. It was a testament to the fire burning within his son. Those fluid movements spoke volumes, carrying the weight of dreams, fears, and desires all at once. "Come on, Nathan, you have to believe in him," someone from the audience called out. Nathan's breath caught in his throat as a stranger sparked the very doubt he resisted. He could either continue pushing Tyler into a life of his design or take a chance on his son's passion. In that instant, he realized sometimes, true success isn't measured by dollars or status, but by the deep-seated joy that lights a person from the inside out. As Tyler's routine concluded, thunderous applause echoed through the venue. The crowd rose, clapping with unbridled enthusiasm, but all Nathan could do was stare. His chest tightened with emotion as tears stung his eyes. Each standing ovation felt like an affirmation, as if the universe was begging him to embrace this reality. Tyler wasn't just dancing, he was forging a path of his own. "I can't lose him," Nathan whispered beneath the roar of the crowd. In this profound moment, there was a realization: to truly keep Tyler close, he had to open his heart, let go of the reins, and trust. But just as Nathan began to envision a new understanding, a figure appeared from the wings. It was Rosa, holding an envelope, eyes wide with anticipation. "This just came for you, Nathan," she said, urgency in her voice. "You need to see it now." The noise of the performance dulled, and Nathan looked into her eyes. What was in that envelope that could possibly matter now? Would it pull him back into the grind of his old life or offer him an unexpected opportunity for change? His heart raced again, this time for an entirely different reason. Nathan took the envelope from Rosa's trembling hands. The moment felt surreal, as if time had slowed. He could still hear the applause, but it seemed distant now, muted beneath the thunder of his heartbeat. He tore it open, hardly aware of what he was doing, and pulled out a single sheet of paper. His eyes scanned the typed letters quickly, confusion swirling in his mind. It was a letter from a prestigious dance academy, inviting Tyler to audition for a full scholarship. Nathan's breath hitched as disbelief coursed through him. A glimmer of hope battled with the voice of practicality that had governed his life for so long. This was the answer to the prayers he never acknowledged. Rosa leaned closer, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "This is incredible. He could go, Nathan. This could change everything." "Change everything," he echoed, the weight of those words sinking in. He pictured Tyler in that ballet studio, the floor reflecting light off pristine bars, the space alive with the energy of dreams unfolding. In that image, Nathan felt a flicker of longing ignite inside him. But the shadow of doubt loomed large. What if he uprooted Tyler's life for a chance that might not fulfill its promise? Wouldn't he just be playing the role of another obstructive father? Overwhelmed by conflicting emotions, Nathan crumpled the letter in his fist. The glare of the stage lights began to perforate his reverie. Tyler, glowing in his triumph, had stepped back from his bow, and excitement radiated from every corner of the theater. Those cheers were for him, his boy, his fighter. You have to trust him, Nathan, Rosa urged, her voice gentle yet firm. This is his passion, his dream. Let him flourish. Don't hold him back. Those words fell like raindrops on parched ground. Could he really let go, surrender this manicured future of his own making for an unpredictable journey into the arts? Just then, he caught a glimpse of Tyler. The joy on his son's face was radiant, as bright and liberating as the blue sky after a storm. Nathan knew in that moment that this dance was more than movement, it was a language Tyler had chosen for himself. Nathan struggled to assemble his thoughts. He needed to choose. His instincts screamed to protect Tyler, to shield him from a world that could be harsh and unforgiving. But what if this path was where Tyler would truly belong, unfettered and bold? Rosa placed a hand on Nathan's arm, grounding him. You can't lose him to fear. Support him. Be proud of him. He needs you to be his ally, not an obstacle. The hesitation flickered within Nathan, but the fiery determination in Tyler's performance echoed in his thoughts. Every leap, every thrust sent ripples of authority and passion. If a stage could hold that much power, maybe supporting his son could shift the tide of their relationship forever. As the final applause thundered around him, Nathan raised his gaze to the stage. Tyler was laughing, completely immersed in the joy of the moment. Nathan grinned, feeling the years of suppression begin to crack, revealing a heart raw yet real. He couldn't tighten the reins any longer, not when he had a chance to truly understand this vibrant world. His decision crystallized the instant he saw the joy on Tyler's face. He wanted nothing more than to nurture that spark. Rosa, I want to support him. No more fear. Before she could respond, Nathan's phone buzzed in his pocket, pulling him back to the present. I need to check this, he said, stepping aside, returning his attention to the ring of family and friends still buzzing with excitement around him, but when he glanced down at the notification, color drained from his face. The investor meeting that could change everything back in his corporate world had just been moved up, starting in 10 minutes. Could he walk away from the life he had built for Tyler's dream? What if he chose the wrong path? His mind raced. The pulse of the crowd faded, replaced by the cacophony of competing emotions. This wasn't just about dance anymore, this was about choosing which side of his life to invest in. What if this was the crossroads he had avoided all along? What if this decision could either forge a newfound bond or create an insurmountable rift? As he stood, torn between the excitement of the theater and the sterile life of his business, a question echoed louder than the applause. Could he risk everything to embrace a new life for himself and Tyler? In that moment, he realized he must make a choice before the missed opportunity slipped through his fingers. Nathan stood frozen, the buzz of the theater fading like echoes in a canyon. His heart raced as he weighed the inevitable decision hanging in the air. Part of him wanted to sprint to the stage, lift Tyler high, and shout that he would support him through anything. But the other part, the part draped in business suits and meetings, held him back. He glanced back at Tyler, laughter exploding from him like fireworks. Joy radiated off his son, and in that moment, Nathan thought he might burst from the freedom he saw there. The decision was clear, but the confrontation of his reality loomed like an approaching storm. Could he trade this dream for a meeting that promised security but felt hollow? His phone buzzed again, pulling him from his thoughts. 10 minutes. The weight of that single number suffocated him. He could feel urgency wrapping around his chest. Each beep felt like an anchor, dragging him deeper into a fate he hadn't chosen. Go on, a voice surged from behind him. Rosa nudged him with a knowing smile. Do what your heart tells you. For a heartbeat, Nathan allowed himself to indulge in that thought. What if he did simply choose Tyler? What if he allowed dance, art, and emotion to blur the lines of the sterile life he had crafted? But could he really abandon all those years invested in his career? The noise of the crowd roared back to him. He could see a family celebrating around a table, friends clinking glasses, each moment vibrant with happiness. Yet as he turned back towards the stage, something stirred inside the vision of Tyler fully immersed in his art. dancing unencumbered by fear or expectation. Nathan clenched the crumpled letter and took a deep breath, as if to soak in the very core of the moment. Uncertainty flashed in his mind, but then he remembered Tyler's smile, the twinkle in his eyes. It reminded him of what it felt like to embrace freedom without the weight of judgment. "Rosa," he finally said, voice trembling. "You're right. He deserves this. I deserve this." He turned toward the exits leading out of the auditorium, his heart pounding with newfound resolve. Goosebumps prickled along his skin as hope flooded back in. He could feel the currents of possibility wrapping around him, coaxing him along. Just as he stepped forward, the unmistakable sound of applause turned into shouts. "Dad!" Tyler's voice rang out, cutting through the commotion. Nathan's breath caught. He spun around, scanning the stage for his son. Tyler was darting through the throng of excited friends and family, his face flushed with exuberance. Nathan's heart swelled, pride embracing him as he took in the sight. "Can you believe it?" Tyler exclaimed, breathless, alive with excitement. "I did it." The performance was everything. It was nearly impossible to deny the sheer brilliance radiating from his son. Nathan swallowed hard, knowing this was the moment. "Tyler," he called, his voice rising above the noise. "Can we talk for a minute?" Tyler's eyes widened, curiosity beaming through nestled joy. He nodded, and his infectious smile turned contemplative as he approached Nathan. As Nathan moved forward, every step a hammer driving home the weight of his decision, a flicker of fear lanced through him again. Would Tyler understand why he had hesitated? Would he resent him for the years spent in silence, for all the battles fought in a corporate field far removed from this vibrant world? "What is it, Dad?" Tyler asked, scanning his father's face with a mix of concern and anticipation. Nathan opened his mouth, words bubbling up, but the moment hung, charged with possibilities. Every eye around them seemed to rest on father and son, creating a silent stage of its own. Could he truly embrace this new life, this newfound relationship? He began, heart soaring and hesitant all at once. "It's about your future." As the words teetered on his tongue, he felt a rush of fear and exhilaration. In that heartbeat of shining bravery, he felt not just the weight of choice but the potential for change. What he said next might just reframe everything they had shared. But would he have the courage to say it? Would taking that leap ignite a flame of understanding between them, or burn the bridge they had spent their lives building? The answer loomed ahead, and Nathan knew he had to decide. Could he step into this unknown with Tyler by his side? Nathan felt the weight of the world pressing down on him. The room pulsed with energy, the ecstatic shouts of Tyler's friends and family floating through the air like confetti. But within him, all that noise faded, drowning beneath the roaring tide of his uncertainty. Every eye that rested upon him felt like a spotlight, illuminating the struggle within. "Tyler," he said, his voice barely a whisper, fear tangled with determination. He looked into his son's expressive eyes, still shimmering with the thrill of the performance. "I need you to know something. Can I get a towel or something?" Tyler grinned, still in the afterglow of the applause, brushing the sweat from his forehead. I just killed it up there, right? What was it you wanted to say? You're sounding a bit dramatic." His laughter rang out, light and innocent. Feeling the distance between them, Nathan swallowed hard. This wasn't just about the performance, it was about a lifetime of decisions. I'm proud of you." "No, more than that." He breathed deeply, trying to find the words. "I've been stuck in my own world for too long. Risk-averse. But I see you." Tyler tilted his head, confusion creeping into his excitement. "What do you mean?" "I mean your love for dance, the freedom it brings you, it's incredible. I wish I had that courage." Nathan pointed toward the stage, now dimmed and serene. "That brave, unfiltered passion. It's something real, something I've lost, something I want back." Tyler's expression melted from confusion to a dawning recognition. "You're saying you want to support me?" Yes. I want to support you. I want to be there for your dreams. Your dance. Your life. Nathan couldn't stop the tremor in his voice, battling a swell of emotion that threatened to overcome him. For a moment, silence cocooned them. Tyler searched his father's face, as if looking for something buried deep. But Dad, what about your job? What about the job? Nathan interrupted, feeling the heated rush of adrenaline. It's just a part of me now, a shadow of the person I used to be. It's not what I want to define who I am anymore. Tyler's brow furrowed, a mix of uncertainty flickering across his features. What do you mean? You've worked so hard for that everyone recognizes you. It doesn't matter, Nathan breathed, his resolve strengthening. What matters is that you live a life you love. That you know how to fly high. Dance like nobody is watching. That you're not burdened by my fears. Tyler stood, processing, the initial shock melting into something softer. I don't want you to give up everything for me, Dad. I want us to find a way to share this, whatever it turns out to be. Together, Nathan said, his heart swelling. Together. I want us both to find our freedom. Just then, warm laughter echoed closer, snapping Nathan from his reverie. Friends were clustering around the exits, their joy infectious, a reminder of the world outside. Amid it all, Tyler's eyes sparkled with hope. That's a start, Dad, he said, then added, how about we dance together? Let us just go out there. The very thought made Nathan's heart leap. Dancing with Tyler, the idea felt monumental, a moment filled with possibilities. He had never danced like that with his son before, let alone in front of others. Right now? Nathan's voice trembled with anticipation. Why not? Tyler replied, grinning. Let us celebrate the beginning of us. Before he could fully process it, Tyler grabbed his hand and pulled him toward the gathering crowd. The lights flickered back on, the energy renewed, and together they stepped into that kaleidoscope of warmth, celebration, and life. Nathan's doubts began to melt away as he felt the rhythm pulse around them. Would he have the courage to join Tyler's dance? Could he truly embrace this new connection where joy met vulnerability? As they drew closer, he could feel the laughter and music merging with something pure inside him. But just as he swayed into the moment, a dark thought flickered in the back of his mind. What if this newfound dance of life would be more challenging than he could foresee? Would stepping into the light shine brightly, or would shadows swirl and threaten to pull him back? Nathan felt the pulsing energy of the crowd buzz around him, yet in that moment, it all blurred into a backdrop for something monumental. As he stepped onto the makeshift dance floor, he could hear the murmurs of excitement from Tyler's friends, the laughter echoing as they eagerly awaited the next move. With Tyler's hand still in his, Nathan could feel his heart racing, an odd mix of exhilaration and fear. Just follow my lead. Tyler encouraged, his face lit up with enthusiasm, clearly buoyed by the attention from his friends. Okay, but I haven't danced in I don't know how long, Nathan said, a nervous chuckle escaping him. Don't think. Just feel. Tyler shouted over the music, releasing Nathan's hand and striking a pose, his body flowing with an effortless grace that made Nathan's heart swell with pride. Despite the knot in his stomach, Nathan tried to mimic Tyler's movements. He swayed awkwardly, feeling out of place as the rhythm led his son into a spinning dance. Every twist of Tyler's body was a reminder of the freedom Nathan craved. But the shadows of self-doubt lingered, whispering that this was just a distraction, a temporary escape from reality. Watching Tyler lose himself in the music was intoxicating. The boy radiated joy, truly alive in that moment. Nathan fought against his inner fears, wanting to join him. Summoning what courage he had, he took a deep breath and stepped closer to the rhythm. See? You've got it. Tyler laughed, and in that moment, Nathan felt something shift. The music swelled, loud and infectious as families and friends formed a circle around them. People cheered, clapping to the beat. Each clap felt like an invitation, drawing Nathan deeper into the moment. He watched his son move, the grace and determination fueling every step. Their eyes locked, and for Nathan, it was as if the rest of the world faded away. A wave of realization washed over him. This wasn't just about dance, this was about connection, trust, and finding light in each other amidst their fears. But as he tried to relax and enjoy the rhythm, Nathan's mind jolted back to reality. What if he couldn't keep up? What if he embarrassed himself in front of everyone? The shadows crept in again, whispering doubt. What was he doing here? Suddenly, Tyler lifted his hand as if sensing his dad's hesitation. Come on, let us do this together. In that moment, he pulled Nathan into a simple routine, a fusion of their movements. Nathan felt the warmth of the crowd, their excitement a blanket around him, and little nudges of encouragement echoed in cheers. With each step, Nathan could almost taste the freedom Tyler had always talked about. He began to mirror his son's energy, allowing himself to let go. Something shifted inside him as they danced as one. As laughter filled the air, the shadows diminished, making room for the bright possibility of a new beginning. But just as Nathan felt the spark of liberation in his heart, he caught sight of a familiar face in the audience. His old boss, arms crossed, watching with disapproval. The reality of professional obligations and the expectations of his past loomed large over him. Would he be able to break free from the chains of his old life? Would he choose to dance through the barriers that still held him back? With Tyler spinning and jumping beside him, Nathan felt the heat of the moment clash with the coldness of apprehension. As the song reached its peak, Nathan's smile faltered for just a second. Could he really transform like this, while the shadows of his past threatened to drag him back into the life he no longer wanted? And then, in that defining moment, Nathan realized the true dance was only just beginning. The moment hung in the air, electric with tension. Nathan's heart pounded as his gaze remained locked on his old boss, who stood like a statue among the vibrant crowd. The cheers faded into muffled sounds, leaving Nathan in a bubble of uncertainty. It felt as if the music had shifted, turning into a ticking clock of reminders reminding him of deadlines, meetings, and expectations that had haunted him long before this dance. But then he felt a tug at his sleeve. Tyler had reached for him again, his eyes bright and inviting, like a beacon in the storm. "Dad, come on. You're doing amazing." The words cut through the haze of doubt. Nathan clenched his fists, feeling the warmth of the crowd's encouragement wrapping around him once more. He looked back at Tyler, whose enthusiasm was unwavering. This was his son, his joy, his freedom. Did he really want to let a memory of disappointment ruin this moment? Nathan took a chance, recalling the way Tyler had danced without fear, letting go of anything that might hold him back. What if he could do the same? With a deep breath, he nodded to his son. The shadows of judgment couldn't steal this joy. Not today. The music pulsed, and Nathan let the rhythm consume him. He could practically feel the beat flowing through his veins, awakening something he thought had long been buried under layers of expectation. He threw his head back and laughed, a sound that burst forth like water from a dam. In that moment, he wasn't just a father trying to keep up with his son, he was part of something bigger, the exhilaration of shared existence. Tyler beamed and seized the moment, pulling Nathan into a series of upbeat spins and jumps that felt somehow familiar, as if they shared an unspoken language on the dance floor. Each movement echoed the spark of spontaneity and youth, reigniting a flame within Nathan. People around them cheered louder, their excitement blending into a euphoric symphony that surrounded the two of them. The old man Nathan had once been the rigid, cautious man started to dissolve. He transformed into someone new, an excited participant in this celebration of life, love, and the bonds that anchored them together. But still, that haunting glance from his boss flickered in his mind. Was this really him? Could he truly embrace this side of himself? Would he have the strength to confront his past once this moment was over? As the song transitioned to a slower beat, Nathan held Tyler's hands tightly, looking into his son's eyes. "Do you think they'll think differently of me now?" Tyler shook his head, determination radiating from his little frame. "Dad, they love you for who you are, not what you do." Just keep dancing. The sincerity in Tyler's voice sent a rush of warmth through Nathan. He had come here to support his son, yet had found an unexpected growth within himself. Maybe it was time to stop viewing life through the lens of what was expected and start savoring it in each joyful moment, but just then, a crack of thunder rolled outside, fierce and sudden. The crowd gasped, and for a heartbeat, Nathan felt the ground beneath him shift. It was as if the sky had mirrored his internal struggle, a storm that threatened to loom over their celebration. What was that? Tyler whispered, glancing at the door almost fearfully. Nathan's heart quickened again, but this time it was with a strange mixture of anticipation and resolve. Outside, the storm was brewing, but inside, they were dancing through the fears that had once held them back. What could this storm possibly mean for their newfound joy? Would it come crashing down, or could it become a catalyst for something even greater? Nathan couldn't shake the feeling that the true dance was just starting, and maybe, just maybe, they were finally ready to embrace every twist and turn ahead. The sound of thunder rolled again, louder this time, and the room trembled slightly with the force of it. Nathan looked down at Tyler's face, his son's expression a blend of curiosity and concern. Yet despite the growing storm outside, the warmth of the moment held them tight like a loved one's embrace. "Do you want to go check it out?" Nathan asked, feeling a sudden urge to escape the overwhelming emotions swirling in his heart. Tyler shook his head vigorously. "No way. Let us keep dancing." With a smile spreading across his face, Nathan nodded. Yes, why not? They had come to celebrate, to break free from their pasts. As the music picked up again, he tuned out the thunder, moving back into the rhythm, his body responding to the beat as if it was a new lifeline. With every step, the tension that clung to Nathan like a second skin began to peel away. He lost himself in the freedom of movement, every sway and twirl reigniting buried dreams, igniting hopes he had thought long extinguished. Laughter bubbled up again, ringing through the air as he dipped Tyler low, each of them feeding off the other's excitement. The people around them began to encourage him, their voices melding into an uplifting chorus. "Go, Nathan. Show us what you've got." With each cheer, an invisible weight lifted, his spirit soaring higher. But then that haunting glance from his boss returned, that small moment of shame blocking the way to full acceptance. Nathan shook his head as if to dislodge the fear lurking there. He wanted to believe Tyler. He wanted to be proud of who he was, imperfections and all. Suddenly, Tyler broke from his father's grasp, taking center stage. He had taken this moment to showcase what he'd been practicing, the moves flowing effortlessly from him like water. Nathan's heart swelled. He felt an urge to leap onto that stage, to join that dance, to share in that triumphant energy. "Tyler!" Nathan called out, bursting with pride. His son spun faster, his laughter infectious, igniting the crowd even further. It was a beautiful scene, the dance floor alive with joy and unrestrained spirit. Nathan watched, entranced. It was in this moment he realized that the storm outside couldn't intrude upon what they were building inside, but just as he felt that spark of connection, another roar of thunder cracked the night. This time, it wasn't just a warning. The lights flickered, and a hush swept over the crowd, like someone had pressed pause on a favorite song. Everyone turned towards the door, uncertainty hanging heavy in the atmosphere. Tyler ran back to him, his tiny hand wrapping around Nathan's wrist. "Dad! What's happening?" His heart raced again, not out of fear but the urge to shield his son from whatever chaos loomed. "I don't know, buddy," Nathan answered, a protective instinct rising deep within him. "But we'll face it together." Suddenly, the doors burst open. A gust of wind whipped into the room, sending an ice-cold chill through Nathan's spine. The exuberance of the dance began to falter as whispers broke out among the guests, their eyes darting toward the entrance. A figure stood just inside the door, silhouetted against the pale lightning. Who could it be? What news did they bring? Nathan's blood ran cold as he realized, the storm outside wasn't merely a distraction, it was about to change everything. What do you think is happening? Tyler asked, a tremor in his voice betraying his innocence. Nathan squeezed his son's hand tight, his mind racing. Whatever it is, we'll get through it, he promised, his heart resolute even as dread coiled in his gut. But what divine twist would this storm bring? Would it tear apart the joyous cocoon they had woven, or would it become the ultimate test of their bond? As the tension crackled in the air, Nathan could only brace for the unraveling storm ahead. The room stood still, an electric hush sweeping through the crowd. Nathan's heart thrummed wildly as he squinted towards the figure at the entryway. A flash of lightning illuminated a woman, her features sharp yet somehow warm. She wore a long, dark coat, its hem flapping wildly in the gusts of wind behind her. Her hair, dampened by the rain, clung to her forehead. As she stepped forward, uncertainty followed her like an uninvited guest. In that moment, a familiar sense of dread gripped Nathan. His instincts screamed that something significant hung in the air, something that could ripple through their lives like the current of the storm outside. Who is she? Tyler whispered, his eyes growing round as he squeezed Nathan's hand tighter. Nathan shook his head, caught between fear and the urge to protect. Stay close to me, he murmured, his grip on Tyler firm yet reassuring, his heart a churning tumult. The woman took another step forward, her voice barely audible over the low rumbling of thunder. I'm sorry to intrude, but we need to talk. Her words wrapped around them, pulling the tension tighter, suffocating and electrifying all at once. About what? Nathan demanded, summoning the courage he thought he'd lost. Who are you? My name is Lola, she replied, breath hitching with urgency. I work at the community center. Tyler's been taking dance classes there. Nathan felt his stomach twist. Dance classes? He barely knew his son had an interest in dancing, let alone participating in them. What about them? There's been a change, Lola breathed, stepping into the room fully. With each word, the crowd leaned in, captivated by her presence. The competition is starting soon. Tyler has a gift, and we want him to join. The kids are counting on him. Wait, how do you know Tyler? Nathan felt defensive, protective. Lola smiled, softening the storm brewing inside him. I've seen him dance. He's amazing. With the right support, he could shine. The chaos of emotion inside Nathan swirled. Could his son truly be a dancer? He wasn't even sure if he wanted Tyler to follow such an uncertain path. He remembered how dancing had filled his youth with hope but was now buried under years of burden. Could he face that past while guiding Tyler toward his dream? As thoughts raced, thunder rumbled again, shaking walls and souls alike. Tyler tugged at his father's sleeve, his eyes alight with excitement and worry. Can I, Dad? Dance with the others? Nathan hesitated, the layers of fear slashing through his resolve. He felt both scared for Tyler but also haunted by the joy of the moment that had almost been snatched away. What if we fail? The room was thick with expectation. Lola stepped closer, conviction blazing in her gaze. What if you don't? What if this is his chance to shine? Nathan looked down at Tyler, whose face radiated hope. His heart tugged. Overwhelmed, he whispered, "What do you want to do, buddy?" "I want to dance." Tyler's plea rang through the air, clear and pure, striking a chord that reverberated deep within Nathan's heart. A jolt of clarity surged through him, a blend of hope and terror. Could he really let go? Let Tyler chase this dream? As Nathan pondered, storm clouds loomed larger in his mind. Questions hovered over their heads like the dark sky outside. What complicated roads lay ahead? Would this be a leap toward acceptance or chaos? Just then, the lights flickered again, casting shadows that danced unpredictably around them. Can we do it together? Tyler's eyes sparkled, illuminating the chamber of Nathan's heart, filling him with warmth and love. But could he really take that step, open the floodgates to his fears, both real and imagined? The moment hung in the air, palpable and heavy. Nathan tightened his grip around Tyler's hand, his heart thrumming to a new tempo. What would his answer be? What ramifications would this decision unleash? He stood on the brink, the storm crashing around him, waiting for the silence to break. Nathan stood frozen, the storm inside him raging harder than the one outside. The thunder echoed with every doubt, every hesitation he had ever felt. He looked down at Tyler, eyes shining bright with anticipation, and felt the world surging forward like a wave ready to crash. "Can I, Dad? Dance with the others?" Tyler's voice broke through the chaos, innocent yet charged with hope. The moment crystallized into something surreal. Choices floated in the air like feathers caught in the breeze. Nathan's heart raced, torn between the security of the life he'd built and the exhilarating unknown Tyler was so eager to explore. "What if we fail?" His whisper trickled into the air, heavy with the weight of lived experiences. Lola stepped closer, compassion shining in her eyes. "But what if you don't? What if this could be his time to shine bright?" In that instant, Nathan felt a flicker of something deep within him. Could he reframe everything he had held onto for so long? The shadows of fear that had cast their pall over every step he'd taken were suddenly becoming less daunting. Tyler tugged at his sleeve, urgency bubbling behind his radiant smile. "I want to dance," he exclaimed, determination rippling through him. Time stood still. Nathan found himself staring into Tyler's hopeful eyes, witnessing the journey of both their lives illuminating before him. Could he let go of the tight grip he had on predictability? Could he choose trust over trepidation? With a deep breath, Nathan found his courage. The storm outside was merely a reflection of the transformations brewing within him. It was no longer a fight against failure but an embrace of possibility. "Yes," he finally breathed, surprised by the lightness in his tone. "Let us do it together, buddy." The words flowed like a river breaking free from a dam, cleansing the doubts that had built up over years. Tyler's face exploded into a smile, unearthing joy that reverberated through the crowd like a rising sun. And as Nathan glanced around at the faces, friends, family, supporters, he felt the fear dissipating. They were not merely observers, they shared a love that transcended the barriers he had erected. Lola clapped her hands together with enthusiasm. "Perfect. We need you both, the team is waiting." Nathan and Tyler moved toward the group that was assembling to practice, and with each step, Nathan felt a weight lifting. The sounds of laughter faded into harmony as he entered the vibrant community that danced without walls, a place of acceptance and hope. As they joined the circle, Tyler slid into place, moving fluidly to the rhythm that pulsed in the air. Nathan marveled, watching his son come alive in this artistic fellowship. It was a world where expression reigned, where dreams sparked light in darkness. Encouragement surrounded Nathan, igniting something he thought long extinguished. He felt the beat resonate within his soul, and for the first time, he found himself surrendering to the music, those walls crumbling around him. "Just breathe and feel," Lola encouraged, her voice guiding Nathan. "Okay," he replied, closing his eyes. He let go of the noise swirling in his mind, focusing on the connection with Tyler by his side, his heart open like never before. The rhythm unfolded, and he began to sway, awkward yet free. Tyler flashed a smile back at him, pure, unfiltered joy, and everything felt effortless. As they danced together, Nathan felt the storm inside him quieting, replaced by an empowering wave of shared experience. Each step was an assertion of their bond, a reclaiming of life's magic amidst the cacophony of doubt. The applause from the audience mingled with the music, a beautiful chorus that celebrated their extraordinary leap into the unknown. The storm outside had softened, the air filling with promise. Nathan knew challenges lay ahead, but as he and Tyler twirled together, he felt invincible. They could take on anything, together. This wasn't merely about dance, it was a declaration of their bond, of growth, of breaking down barriers. Finally, he turned to Tyler, who radiated confidence and happiness. "You were amazing," he shouted, laughter spilling from his lips. They fell into each other's arms, full of silenced worries transformed into possibility. The remnants of fear had scattered like dust, the foundation for something new and powerful began to emerge. and in that moment right there on the dance floor their journey of reconciliation, acceptance, and freedom was just beginning. Their hearts beat in sync, dancing into a bright new chapter where dreams dared to take flight. Yes, Nathan thought. This was their moment. The space around them was filled with laughter, celebration, and love, an anthem inviting everyone to join in. And as they danced, one thing was clear: Nathan wouldn't just support Tyler's journey, he would embrace his own. Together, they were ready to face everything that awaited them, every storm that might come, because they now had something priceless, each other. Don't miss out on the next incredible stories and transformations. You need to subscribe now. Leave a like to feed the algorithm and support our journey. Comment below with your reactions to this heartfelt ending. We want to hear your thoughts. And share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Don't wait not even one more second. The world needs more connection and love like this.